Hi, everybody. I apologize. I am late. I got something in my eye. I was riding around and then I realized I feel like I'm missing something from my thumbnail. Then I realized Wendy Williams is somebody we're going to talk about today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I do apologize. I'm always running everywhere. I always got all the time. So I apologize for keeping everybody waiting. But make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Let's get this intro going right now. And let me share with the people that we're live. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Bruh. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposed in the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring cults. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Okay, everybody, hold up now. Give me a second because I'm out of the camera now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Okay. Say bye because mommy got to do stuff. Say bye, guys. All right, go play. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. If we need a co-host, I'll definitely invite you up. Shout out to everybody. Is Rabbit being suppressed? I would not be surprised at all. Make sure you guys are letting me know in the chat what is your like number. And let me let the people know in the Discord that we're live too, because I didn't do that. And I don't want everybody like getting mad at me about that. Now, hold up. Welcome, everybody. We live now. Now, you guys remember yesterday we were reporting some news about Ghislaine Maxwell, that there was a rumor that she was like on a work release program. Well, I was able to find, we got to talk about an article. The Daily Beast is now reporting on this as well, so we have to talk about it, okay? Apparently, they're quoting the very same blog that I quoted, okay? So there is that. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, and we are being suppressed because of this content. Anything Maxwell, they immediate, and I'm not a big channel, even though we are at 80,000. Believe it or not, that's pretty small considering how big channels are on YouTube, if that makes sense. No, honey. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so let's get into this article. And it's interesting because the Daily Beast again is quoting that blog that we saw. I think it was like a Substack. All right. So, oh my God, is that what really? Look at, they put a picture of, is that Cher? At 78, takes off her makeup and leaves no words. I don't think that's Cher, even though it wouldn't surprise me if that's what she looks like. Anyways, I got distracted. Ghislaine Maxwell lawyer addresses bombshell work release report. David Marcus said the claims surrounding the convicted SO are just meant to inflame folks. Okay. The lawyer for Jeffrey Epstein associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, has denied claims that she's able to leave her minimum security facility to attend work assignments. The report that Maxwell, who is serving 20 years in prison for conspiring with the late Pedialyte to traffic and SA children, has been granted work release privileges in defiance of federal rules. Hold up. For SOs was made by Allison Gill, host of the Mueller, she wrote, political podcast. So this is where I saw that report as well. I saw that report and I said, well, let's bring it up on the channel and see what you guys have think about it, right? It wouldn't surprise me. The numbers that the lady was putting out there, I guess she had copies of the report. I don't know what she did, but apparently her her blog took steam, and then she also has a podcast, which I didn't even know about, right? So we came across that article and we're talking about it. Another day, another false rumor about Ghislaine meant to unnecessarily inflame folks. Maxwell attorney said. David Marcus posted on X. Well, let's go to that post. Okay, let's go to that post because look at this. This is what we reviewed last night, and we were talking about this. Another day, another false rumor about Ghislaine and meant to unnecessarily inflame folks. This is what we saw. And we read it here on the channel too. Okay. So the attorney's saying that it's fake news, okay? So what stands out? Well, writing in her blog, Gill claims that she had obtained Maxwell's security code, custody level, and transfer code at the federal prison camp in Bryan. Yo, Lord have mercy, I'm making up words. Bryan, Texas, where she was transferred from a strict federal prison in Florida after speaking to Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer and current deputy attorney general. What stands out here is the custody level out, which allows her to leave the minimum security campus for work assignments, much like Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to leave prison as part of the sweetheart deal he got from Alex Acosta that was penned by Alan Dershowitz, Gill wrote. Gill added that she did not have confirmation Maxwell had work outside of the Texas facility, but suggested that if this were the case, she could once again be receiving perks not offered to other SOs, which would be the concern, right? Like, is she getting perks that other folks are not receiving, given the level of the crime and everything? It's a lot of questions that we have, my friends. A lot. Okay, now hold up. All right, so Gill added that she did not confirm. Okay, she could not confirm that. We did read that. It was previously reported that the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP waived its policy that SOs must be detained in at least a low-level security prison to facilitate Maxwell's transfer to be the more relaxed minimum security federal prison camp in Texas. Lord, I have not had my coffee and did not have it. I ran out this morning. I could feel it. Gill defended her reporting after being rebuked by Maxwell's attorney. She said, I have not reported that Maxwell has left the facility on work assignment, but if Marcus would like to go on the record and assure the residents of Bryan that she will not leave the facility as the waiver apparently grants, I'm certain they and Maxwell survivors who have been left out of this process at every step would be relieved to hear it. Gill told the Daily Beast, I'd also be happy to ask Mr. Marcus who authorized the waiver. And these are valid questions. I mean, I'm kind of glad that she's not like holding back. You know what I mean? Listen, Federal prisons don't work with release programs like state prisons do. She can pick up trash, be a firefighter, or help nonprofits with minor tasks. You won't see her at a McDonald's or Walmart working. And I'm assuming at a school, right? Like, because of the SO level, we won't see her at a school, but she could be a firefighter. She could be a firefighter or help a nonprofit. But nothing involving children, though, right? I wouldn't think that would be the case, but let me know. I just looked it up, and she's only a few hours away from me. Lord have mercy. Well, she might be picking trash in your local neighborhood. I mean, I'm just saying. Let me know. Why hasn't she been deported? That is the question that we all have, right? But no, she will probably go to work. Why would they keep her here? I know I can't function without my coffee. I mean, I'm already skipping words and missing words. I can't function without my coffee. She can't work with puppies right now that we know of. You said they need to use her as a fire blanket. Okay, Dr. Carissa Annette, thank you. Out just means that she's outside of the fence camp instead of inside the fence or behind barbed wire. It's funny how they coded that there. So, like, and that's important to document, right? Because of a location. So she can't be around animal or children, children or animals. Well, there's that. That's good to know. She's only 2 hours away from you. Well, shout out to everybody from Texas. And then the local town is a college town. Lord have mercy. Okay, let's keep going. MSNBC reporter Ken said Maxwell received the required waiver to be moved to the Texas prison, adding that a source who works with the BOP had never seen this done before for an SO. The claims arrive amid ongoing speculation that Trump is considering offering a pardon to Maxwell in exchange for her testimony in hopes that it could ease anger speculation surrounding his administration backpedaling on its vow to release that so-called Epstein files. Not every rule is apparently being bent in Maxwell's favor. Not every rule. Well, the fact that there are rules that are being bent, but not every rule, y'all. We could rest assured that not every rule, just some of them. But if it was you or me, they'd throw away the key, right? Like, let's just be real, okay? According to NBC, the British socialite is barred from participating in inmate programs to train puppies as service dogs at the Texas facility because of her child S crimes convictions. Yeah, Marcus and the BOP did not immediately respond to a request for further comment from the Daily Beast. Well, and I do believe that her name is Allison Gill, and that was the blog that we read here. I said, people were hitting me up, you guys, and they were saying, hey, did you hear about that Maxwell is able to leave the facility for, like, she's going to be able to leave for a work release program? And I couldn't find anything viable. So then when I was looking up information, I found, I see your messages. I found like that blog, and that blog was giving us details about her numbers, the ins and outs of the situation. Yeah, so I had a lot of questions, but it sounds like the blogger, the podcaster, Gil, is willing to sit in, stand 10 toes down on the things that she says, which I think is amazing. I mean, if she's willing to stand on it, good for her. You know what I mean? You said what's nefarious is that you have to have 10 years or less to go to the camp. For men, it's 12 years. This is too shady. My colleagues at the FCI Tallahassee said the women are protesting. They should be. They should be. See, here's the deal, Dr. Carissa, and thank you so much. I don't know, but you must be new to my channel because I've never seen you here before. Thank you for being in the chat. Let me say this, okay? It doesn't make sense. Like, say that she was being threatened in Tallahassee. Let's just say that that's the case. I get that. Wouldn't it make sense to move her to a facility that is just as equal, high level security as Tallahassee? I mean, we have plenty of them. We have a lot in Colorado. We have a lot in Texas. I mean, outside of Bryant. There's like high level, just as high level as the facilities in Tallahassee. Why would they do that? Why would they put her just right there where it's like low level community correctionals? Community correctionals is meant to basically, the person will be stepping down. They've done a couple years, like you said, 10 years, depending on what the crime is, a couple years behind bars, and then they're ready to step down, and then they're reintegrating back to the community, which I'm here for. I like community corrections. I think programs like community corrections are great, but not for an SO. Not for an SO, especially an SO of children. It doesn't make sense. So the women in Tallahassee have every right to protest the things that they're protesting, and so do the women in Bryan, Texas. They do. You know what? You said they're gonna make homemade cards today. Oh, Lord have mercy. Imagine, imagine, just imagine. You get a card. You know how you, you get the little cards, right? And some of these cards, like I remember we used to get cards in the mail from like the Catholic Church. They send these little cards and they make you buy them or make a donation, and then you can use them for Christmas. And they'd be like little cards like from like Ecuador or Peru or something like that, right? Like from a different country. And then you get them. They're going to start making them make cards or blankets or something. I don't know. You said, Rabbit, I'm behind, but why can't she be around animals? Because animals, it's the same, like it's like the equal level to children, right? Animals can't self-protect. I mean, if you're talking about dogs, and so they use the animals for like therapy, and they use them very specific for therapeutic services. It's the same with children. She can't be around animals or children. And so um depending on the level and depending on the background, typically can't be around animals or children. It's just how it's set up. And I mean, animals can't speak. They have their own way of talking, but not something that we can understand. You said absolutely. With the time that she had, she would only spend 2 to 3 years at one of FCIs anyways. She should not be at a camp. BOP didn't do this. Someone done it higher. Somebody had to sign for it. Is it still listed her release date as 2037? How old will she be? I have a feeling it's going to be sooner than that. And if I was Ghislaine, I would change my identity, change my name. I'll be like Carmen Sandiego. Y'all never gonna find me. Mhm. I mean, I'm just being honest. That's what I would do. Why would do keep it cute, and then Carmen Sandiego the situation. That's what I would do. You say she doesn't deserve that. Maybe it's got something to do with Trump's state visit to the United Kingdom. Just a thought. Who knows? Somebody had to sign for it though. Halfway houses are the step down programs for inmates, not transferred to camps when you're clearly camp ineligible. That's not the norm. As many inmates never see a camp, they go to the halfway house. There you go. So this whole situation is so weird. No, but I bet you she was probably involved in the email conversation. I'm waiting for that whistleblower, and that's the sad part of the situation. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there's going to be a whistleblower that calls this out. There's going to be an email link, a whistleblower that worked in that area that calls us out, because none of these guys are doing right by the situation. This is a slap in the face. The judicial system is so backwards, right? Like, we know this. But this is beyond that. Like I said, we are doing a better job at protecting the Pedialites. And maybe it's because she's a woman and people are like, well, she's a woman. She's not high level because of her gender, whatever it may be. I've told you guys, there's a lot of women momos out there. Some of them don't ever get reported, but it does happen. It's a real thing. So everybody needs to be careful. Maybe street justice will be served by one of the something. It's BS, but I'm glad that the podcaster, her name, by the way, because I'm new to it and I might sign up. Just I gotta review her stuff before I sign up to anybody. That's kind of how I am. But the lady's name who had the blog, and we read it yesterday, and like I said, we didn't have a lot of people here yesterday. Like I said, this content is being suppressed, so I'm trying to be very careful. Her name is, I thought it was Allison Gill. Did I say that correctly? Let me see. I don't want to mispronounce her name. Just want to make sure I get it correctly. Allison Gill, host of Mueller, she wrote. It's a political podcast, okay? But she has a page. Her name is Allison Gill. You guys can find it. It's a Substack, okay? So there's that. Thank you, thank you. Love it when Rabbit says, we know this. Reminds me of Doctor on SNL. They're botching my, well, I mean, it is what it is. As long as you guys are hitting the like button, I really appreciate it, and support the channel as best as you can. Thank you so much. Okay, we got to move on. So that was the piece that I wanted to start with. We're going to talk about, well, we have some Wendy Williams news. Okay, we got to talk about that, but we also got to talk about Kid Cudi. There's that. We got to talk about Jason Lee as well. But maybe I'm trying to figure out where to go from here. Why don't we do Kid Cudi first, okay? Kid Cudi first. Let's go to Kid Cudi, all right? Shout out to everybody in the chat. So Kid Cudi, I guess, finally spoke out on the Diddy trial, and listen to what he has to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to try to unmute.
You testified in court.
Yeah.
How did you feel going into that situation?
Oh, man. I felt I was calm. You know, I was there because I had to be. Like I first they asked, I said no. They asked again, I said no. Then I got subpoenaed. And I was like, fuck. Shit. No. Then I'm thinking about like, what do I wear, man? Do I have to be like fucking suit or something? I was like, man, fuck this shit. This is what I'm wearing today. I'm going to
Yanni, he is wearing the same outfit that he wore to court. Yanni. So for those that don't know, that didn't follow the Diddy trial, Kid Cudi went to testify. And some of y'all, I'll never forget, we were live, right? And Inner City Press was describing what Kid Cudi was wearing. And I said, aren't you supposed to wear a suit and a tie when you go into federal court? And was it Vicky who was dragging me, who was like, he's only there to support? And I was like, well, he's going to get called out. Yanni, he wore the same outfit. It was a white tee with, Vicky, if you're in the bushes, shout out to my mod Vicky. But look, he's talking about what he wore. I'm here for it. Oh, I love it. He's like, yeah, I gotta testify. He wore a leather jacket, a white tee, and some jeans. Yeah, he got a sexy voice. Don't even this. Yes, he does. He's got a very interesting voice. Let me hit play on this.
The fucking shit in this. I'm not dressing up for this shit. Like wearing some hard bottoms to shit. I'm wearing some fucking Solomons, and I'm coming in there with my Levi's and my leather jacket, and that's, you know.
You testified in court.
Yeah.
How did you feel going into that situation?
Oh, man. I felt I was calm. You know?
He had a lot of cigarettes.
I was there because I had to be.
That's what he said.
Like I first they asked, I said no. They asked again, I said no. Then I got subpoenaed. And I was like, fuck. Shit. No. Then I'm thinking about like, what do I wear, man? Do I have to be like fucking suit or something? I was like, man, fuck this shit. This is what I'm wearing today. I'm going to fucking shit in this. I'm not dressing up for this shit. Like wearing some hard bottoms to shit. I'm wearing some fucking Solomons. And I'm coming in there with my Levi's and my leather jacket, and that's, you know.
That's all you get. Hold up.
You testify.
You know, but I hated every minute of it. Like I did not want to do it. But then I thought about, you know, when I was up there, you know, I'm here to support Cassie, and you know, Cassie is my friend. You know, and
good for him. Like again. Nobody wants to go to court and testify. He just got married too, by the way. Nobody wants to go to court and testify. So good for him. He went in there to support his friend. As much as he didn't want to go, but he decided to go, and then he got subpoenaed, so he had to go.
I love her and I want to see her do well. When I saw her get married, I was so happy for her, that she found someone, her person. When I saw that she was having kids, I was like, oh, this is so awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I've always just wanted to see her, thrive and do well and be happy, because I know she was living a nightmare. And I just was there to support her. That's what kind of gave me peace with it when I sat down in that chair. It was just about, damn, I don't want to do this, to being like, oh man, I gotta like hold homegirl. But I hated every minute of it. Like I did not want to do it. But then I thought about, when I was up there, you know, I'm here to support Cassie. And, you know, Cassie is my friend, and I love her and I want to see her do well. When I saw her get married, I was so happy for her, that she found someone, her person. When I saw that she was having kids, I was like, oh, this is so awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I've always just wanted to see her, thrive and do well and be happy, because I know she was living a nightmare. And I just was there to support her. That's what kind of gave me peace with it when I sat down in that chair. It was just about, damn, I don't want to do this, to being like, oh man, I gotta like hold homegirl. But I and like, look out for her, and like, look out for her, and like.
I mean, that is, it's funny because he's like coming there. He's like, I didn't want to go. And I mean, he's telling you how he feels. And it was really, really cute of him to have done that. I mean, depending on how, regardless of the outcome, he considers her a friend. They had a relationship and he understood a little bit of the dynamics. Hell, Diddy never denied that, he struggled and he had his own issues clearly and the shit that he was doing. Right. So he was present for that. And that trial was very interesting, especially in the questioning of Kid Cudi. And even, I'll never forget, was it Brian Steele who questioned him, who basically told him, you got played by Cassie. She was dating him and he was dating both. And it was just one of those things where it's very difficult, Oh my goodness. No. Much love to everyone here. I have to bounce. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell Bruce I'll be waiting tonight. I don't know if Bruce will be on tonight. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Aduko. My understanding is that people who wear the same outfit over and over and over counter decision fatigue. But I don't know. It reminds me of The Sims. LOL. I know The Sims can always wear the same outfit and be okay. Well, Steve Jobs wore the same outfit. At least not the same, but like, I mean, he would change it, but it was the same style, right? Same black shirt, turtleneck. I mean, Elizabeth Holmes wanted to copy him. But there's that. So Kid Cudi finally speaks out on the situation. Now, there's another story that I want to talk a little bit about. And I don't feel like I'm definitely not an expert in any of this. But you guys hear about this story right here. The U.S. teen influencer pilot accused of unauthorized Antarctic, did I say that correctly? I'm not. Landing. Why am I saying, I think, why am I saying Antarctica? Hold up, yeah, I can't pronounce. Give me 1 second. Am I saying that? Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like forgetting my words, y'all. In Antarctic. Yes, I said it correctly. Landing reaches deal to leave Chile. So wait a minute. So he's an influencer who decided to take a plane and was like, I'm just gonna go to where exactly? To the other side of the world? Did y'all hear about this? If you ever grab a plane and take it and fly somewhere without my authorization, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be beyond in trouble. You'll be on timeout forever. Okay? Thank you. How does that happen? So I'm not familiar with the story, but you guys sound like, you said, was he a flat earther? I don't know, but apparently he flew. I don't know. Let me tell you what happened, okay? So a judge in Chile has agreed to suspend proceedings against a teenage American pilot and social media influencer who has been stuck on a remote Antarctic island since late June. Since he's been there since late June, he was accused of landing there without permission. Ethan Guo was attempting to fly to all 7 continents solo, raising funds for cancer research when he landed on a part of Antarctica where the South American country maintains a territorial claim. How does that work? I didn't even know that they listen. That just tells you how much I don't understand territories. Here you go, my love. You're welcome. Apparently, South America has a spot in Antarctica. Prosecutors accuse him of providing false info. Okay. To ground control about his landing point. On Monday, a judge approved an agreement between Guo's lawyers and prosecutors to suspend the proceedings on the conditions that he donate $30,000 to a children's cancer foundation within 30 days. He must also leave the country and will be prohibited from re-entering Chilean territory for 3 years. Well, he can't go to Chile. Chilean prosecutor Christian Corsisto told CNN on Tuesday that if Guyo does not meet the conditions, the agreement would become void and the court proceedings would continue. CNN is attempting to reach out to the teen for comment. So apparently the prosecutor said that that his plane was still in the Arctic territory and that he would also have to pay the cost of aircraft security and personnel maintenance. In previous cases, he said that the cost would have roughly been $600 a day. So it's costing him $600 a day to maintain his plane there. How does that work? So listen. I know how she gets. She's like, what's going on, mom? Yeah, like, don't you listen? I was one of those, like, I mean, I misbehave, but you are never going to see me go take a plane as a kid, as a teenager. And I mean, maybe it was a noble cause, but where are the parents? That's what I want to know. And now, I mean, because this is just a territory he's not supposed to be in. What if he landed in a territory where he could have gotten himself killed? Like, you just don't know. You don't know. So apparently, young kid flies around, gets his little aircraft, and then does his thing. Waffle biscuit. Are you sure? Oh, my goodness. Listen, you gotta be careful. Watch your kids. Make sure don't let them go to some remote island. I thought you said airspace is private. You can get shot. That's what I'm saying. Try flying towards the White House and see what happens. No, they're removing the homeless out of the White House area. They're like, no, we want you guys are out. They are pimping the White House right now. Look, I said, I don't really care how many gold trimmings the White House has or anything like that. But the way in which they're treating homeless people, it just tells you everything, which leads me, in my opinion, I think that there is going to be an increase. Don't be surprised if there's an increase in conservatorships and guardianships because of this. Okay, let me tell you what I'm talking about. So Wendy Williams, you guys know it's Free Wendy on this channel. There has been an update, and I don't feel like a lot of people are speaking on this. I did a video. I suggest you guys watch it. I want to say, was it a week ago where we reviewed Brett Cooper, right? Brett Cooper decided to do a comparison to the homeless situation with mental health and Britney Spears, and why the Free Britney Spears movement was a fraud and was a failure. Okay, so somehow she did a correlation to that. I did a live on it myself in the chat. We tore that whole situation argument down. We tore it down. Brett Cooper needs to go volunteer somewhere because she has no room to speak on any of that topic. She doesn't have the experience, in my opinion, but she has a family member that apparently is struggling with schizophrenia. So she feels like that gives her the right to speak on that. That's her. But it was a horrible, horrible argument. So I did a video on that. Let me show you guys, for those that have not watched it. Make sure you guys watch it. It was very interesting. You guys participated in that conversation. I was here for it. Let me see. If I could show you how long ago was it, man? We do lives. We just do them and it takes us a minute. Was it this one? I cannot remember. Oh, it was this one right here. The apples to oranges right here, my friends. Make sure you guys watch it. It was a very good live, very informative. This one right here. You guys can see my mouse and I'll make sure I share it. But I think it leads us to this conversation right here because we're about to talk about Wendy Williams. Okay. Let's share this tab right now, and I'll drop the link in the chat for those that want to watch that live later. Was it last week? Storm, it feels like forever. It was a very good live, and you guys were really, really insightful in that live. I'm glad that I did it as a live. I was going to do it as a pre-recorded, but I'm glad that I did it as a live. Okay, let's talk about Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams' medical exam re-diagnoses her with dementia and upholds her guardianship. So there's that. Okay. And there's a couple of bookmarks that we're going to look at that I have, but Wendy Williams will continue after she was re-diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia, FTD, and aphasia. Now, mind you, please note, and I want everybody to document this for the record, Bruce Willis isn't even able to speak anymore, and he has no guardianship or anything like that. Y'all are aware of it, right? I've been keeping an eye on what's been going on with Bruce Willis because I think it's important to kind of make some what's the word? Comparisons. Then when you have somebody, especially a black woman, you know, speaking out in the media, calling things out or talking about the people that don't want that you shouldn't be talking about, right? Quote unquote, or people don't want you to talk about. It's people want to cage and silence Bruce Willis, who was a well-known actor. Now, he's not a journalist. He's not an outspoken person that way, but he can have his family completely take care of him. Okay. And he can have his family take care of everything. He's not even able to speak, but he's not in a guardianship. He's not in conservatorship, and he's got money too. Okay. To me, there's like an imbalance situation going on here, but that's just how I see that. But let me know. You said comparisons. Yes, yes. People don't listen until it's too late or it's happening to them, sadly. Well, and we're really, he probably set up a trust of some sorts. That's right. Right now, with what's going on outside, where people are being arrested and handcuffed because they're homeless, they're getting the decision either they go to treatment or they go, what is it, treatment or jail type of situation. Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? Treatment or jail? It's becoming a common thing, right? It's going to be a thing that more people are going to be affected by it. No, this you cannot have. Okay. No, nice try. No, thank you, my friend. No, thank you. Next. Here, my friend. Let me help you out, okay? Thank you. Oh, there you go. No, we don't want this done. Why are you trying to, man? Here you go, my love. You need to go put it on a charger because it's gonna die. Thank you. Sorry about that. Good financial advisor should have guided Wendy. Yeah. Definitely. Yep. You said I'm going to pause and read that. I'm a neuropsychiatrist along with the standard of psych testing for memory intelligence. A dementia requires brain scans, CAT scans, and an EEG to check brain impulse. Anyways, so definitely something to look into when it comes to Wendy. But Wendy apparently was re-diagnosed with this. Okay. So a recent medical examination has re-diagnosed Wendy Williams with frontal dementia, which is the FTD. I'm sure I'm probably saying it wrong, but that's the short of it, FTD, and aphasia, resulting in the continuation of her court-ordered guardianship. And I was thinking about this and said, well, let's just say that that's the case. Let's say that she has this FTD, right? And it's a lifelong diagnosis. It's not something that can, I mean, you could treat symptoms of things, but you can't always cure things, right? Does that necessarily mean that she needs to be on a conservatorship or guardianship based on this diagnosis? How many people have this kind of a diagnosis and aren't on some kind of court order guardianship, right? So it kind of made me wonder about that. I said, okay, so because of this re-diagnosis, they're going to put her back in there. Remember when she went to the hospital with an advocate of hers or something like that, and they gave her and people thought, oh, she got a psych eval. She didn't get a psych eval. That was like a mental health evaluation. Mental health evaluations, anybody can get one. very short, kind of survey like. They ask you a bunch of questions, and they can't give you a diagnosis based on that. So people need to kind of like, they can make a reference. They could say, well, sounds like this might be the deal, but just so people are aware, because people are kind of confused with that. I remember that people were confused when she went to the hospital, and they said that her everything was fine with her based on a psych eval at a hospital. I said, oh, okay, like a psychiatric hospital, or like a regular hospital. She went to a regular hospital. They can't do those there. But anyways, I mean, they can, but it's a bit of a complicated situation. Legal documents reveal that the former daytime talk show host recently underwent extensive medical and neuropsychological testing. Okay. Along with the brain imaging scans. Who paid for this testing? Who made the referral? And is it somebody that was referred to by the court? Meaning, is it somebody that they had on their roster where they refer patients that they already have cases set up? That's the biggest red flag for me. I want to go outside of what the court has. An independent evaluator is that it's independent of the court and independent of the parties that are involved. Okay, so I have a lot of questions about that. Further goes, okay, legal documents review. Oh, as for her guardianship, an attorney to wait, am I skipping lines? I probably am. Sorry about that. Legal documents reveal that the former daytime talk show host recently underwent extensive medical neuropsych. We read this part. Following these evaluations, doctors confirm a diagnosis of frontal of FTD and aphasia, which was first identified in 2023. As for her guardianship, an attorney for Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, is requesting a 3-month extension that would end on November 5th. The attorney cites ongoing legal disputes involving Williams' family and ex-husband Kevin Hunter that aim to challenge the guardianship and Morrissey's role. Complications have arisen due to various parties, including counsel for certain members of Williams' family, Williams' ex-husband, and others. So Wendy Williams' ex-husband is suing Sabrina Morrissey. That was a lawsuit that we talked a little bit about. Wendy Williams wasn't too happy about that. She said it was a money grab. Okay, there's that. Just so people are aware. News of the recent medical exam comes weeks after Williams announced her plans for legal action against her misdiagnosis. Back in March, Williams was removed from her assisted living facility to undergo mental competency tests that the former radio personality claims she passed with flying colors. See, the way we're labeling this stuff is so confusing. Competency tests. Where does she go? Does she go to a hospital? Who and what? All of that needs to be looked into. She had those tests that she's been deemed she is not incapacitated. Her caretaker, Gina Lisa, or Gina Leah, they're calling her Gina Leah here, but I think it's Gina Lisa Monterosa, which I find to be suspect as well. This lady right here we talked about said at the time, I think it's great news and it's public and everyone knows factually that Wendy's not incapacitated. She calls herself a health advocate. I don't know how I feel about that, because what health advocate would go on outlets to disclose the person's health status that you're advocating for? It's weird. Since 2022, Williams has been under a court-appointed guardianship, managing her finances and whereabouts. A Lifetime documentary currently at the center of the legal dispute with Morrissey shed light on her health struggles and her views on the conservatorship. Shortly after the documentary aired, her diagnosis of frontal temporal dementia and aphasia were made public. While Morrissey has claimed Williams is cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated. And for those who don't know, I have done a deep dive on Sabrina Morrissey. Sabrina Morrissey, I'll give you the really short case on that. You got to go back to my videos. It was about a year ago. Sabrina Morrissey was sitting on a case of a man that was here legally working, right? He becomes incapacitated at his work with a traumatic brain injury. His work awards him a good settlement. I mean, I think it was 10 or 50 million or something like that. The man is advised by his attorney to seek guardianship to help him with this funding. Okay, so he voluntarily gets into this guardianship, going under the advice of an attorney who told him to do it, who helped him get this money, right? He gets in there, he finds himself stuck in this guardianship for 10 years. Mind you, he is able to hold a job. He's had several jobs. He's a supervisor in his job. He's able to maintain a household. And meanwhile, while he's in this 10-year guardianship under Sabrina Morsi with the Judge Lisa Sokoloff out of the New York little court area of guardianship, adult guardianships, guys. While all of this is happening, they're just draining his money and nothing is happening to figure out if this man still needs to be in this guardianship. They labeled him incapacitated while he's over there maintaining a household, being a supervisor, handling machinery, and he's incapacitated. Sabrina Morsi is that's not the only case. There's various other cases. Sabrina Morsi is a very controversial character when it comes to this. Check her profile out. This is why people are pushing back in anything that she says, because something stinks. Something speaks. It just does. It stinks, right? Okay. Let's keep it together. Williams has publicly disputed these claims. In June, Williams' ex-husband filed a lawsuit against those overseeing her guardianship, alleging that the former talk show host has been the victim of unrestrained abuse, maltreatment, and fiscal maleficence. Lord have mercy. I think I said that correctly. During the 3 years since it was put in place, Hunter claims that guardianship was established through a secret proceeding that denied Williams a chance to secure adequate legal representation. The case remains ongoing. So there is an update on that. I think it's a very scary situation and people need to be, careful. Yes, my love. I don't have headphones. We'll get you some. Deal? Shake. Handshake on it. Give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you promise? All right, my love. You know why? We need a lot more people in conservatorships. Her husband just wanted more money because the money ran out. And the prenup and wanted more money. Hey, speaking of husbands that wanted more money, or ex-husbands, Kevin Federline is writing a book. Thank you, Helen. Kevin Federline is writing a book, and he's got a story to tell. Yeah. Kevin Federline is writing a book, and he's got a story to tell, and it's going to be a very powerful story of the things that he encountered and the things that he went through while being taken care of by Britney Spears. It's very traumatic. Guys, they say that this is going to be like a bestseller. Like, I'm already hearing the news. He's going to call it, Lord have mercy, hold up. I can't even keep a straight face when I'm talking about this. New book. What is the name of it? Kind of like Albie Shore when he wrote his book. But his book is going to be called You Thought You Knew. And apparently is going to be out on October 21st. And he's going to give us a really extremely intimate and transparent view of his life with, being supported, being the father of these children, but also like receiving all this payment. He's going to tell us his survival story, because he survived. He survived a lot of stuff. Now, let me say, I think it's October. It's being released in October because, Halloween is right around the corner. So it's kind of like, a great time to like figure out what is it from this book that we're going to pull, to dress up about. I don't really know. But yeah. Listen, he has his own trauma. He really does. He went through some shit, right? Like, yeah. It's going to cover his life, his relationship with Britney Spears, his experiences as a father. And, you know, he might even talk about the fact that he once had a job in this whole situation. I don't know, because I'm still trying to figure out, like, was this man ever employed when he kind of, you know, made him his way through this whole situation? He might actually talk about the fact that he once held a job at Payless or something. I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I mean, listen. It is. October is a great month for scary stuff. It really is. You know? Yeah. Was K-Fed and Britney into Scientology back then? No, Miss Jams. I don't know about K-Fed. I know Britney Spears wasn't in Scientology. That's kind of a fact. K-Fed, I don't know about K-Fed though. I don't feel like I know too much about him. Yes, I said Payless. They closed that store already, right? Yes, my love. No. You want one of these? Thank you. Yes, it's going to be called, well, listen, she really should have called it The Hardships of an F-Boy. I agree. I like that name. I like that name. I like that name better, The Hardships of an F-Boy. in mainstream media. No, you cannot, girl. You have to wait. No, you got to wait, girl. Okay, bring it over here. Over here. Thank you. He left it. Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying. The Hardships of an F-Boy. It works out. And it's an exclusive. That's right. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. That is true. Nobody really knows the hardships of a relationship. I just don't know about Kevin Federline. I don't like him. I'll never forget when Britney Spears introduced him on the stage. Was it at the VMAs when she was like, "Hey guys, I'm introducing my baby. Please be nice to him." And then he like performed. He tried to do like a little 1-2 and it didn't really work out. It was more of a it just didn't work out. He really thought he made his debut once he got into the business of that. I think he's a snake. I definitely do. But hey, it is what it is. Missy, can I have that? No, I'll give you a paper. No, you're gonna mess up my notepad. You already messed up my other one. Here. Thank you. See, you messed up my sticky notes, girl. Why you mess up my sticky notes? This girl always takes my sticky notes apart, you guys. Story of my life. See, this is like, I like my sticky notes. She always messes. Story of my life. She messes up my sticky notes. Anyways, that is all we have for today, guys. I got to work on some pre-recorded. I want to work on a Matthew Perry pre-recorded video to give everybody an update about what's going on. I've actually received a lot of great feedback on my Brooke Hogan video. Thank you for those that have not watched it. Go watch it. I think there's something going on with my sound when I'm doing pre-recorded videos, so I got to work on that. I also got a lot of great feedback on my Alexi Treviso, on my Jason Lee. So people are really liking like the pre-recorded videos. It takes me time to do them and I love it. I think I'm gonna really start kind of especially with the school starting now, there's gonna be a change of a schedule. Maybe I'll be going live at least once a day, maybe not twice, just depending on what the schedule looks like. I can't promise 2 times a day. I'm really going to be working on pre-recorded videos because I really do like the research of the pre-recorded videos. I find them to be just good. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If we get any more Epstein news, which I'm like, I don't know if we will. I haven't heard anything yet. We'll definitely be reporting it, but we'll see. I don't know if we'll do a live tonight. I'm kind of tired too. I'll see you guys maybe later, mañana, or on a pre-recorded. All right. Bye, guys. Hit the like button, guys. Thank you. And hit the like button. Support the channel. Bye, guys.